Today we're going to compare the Hoka Clifton 10 with the ASICS Novablast 5. So the previous models were more similar to each other, but we've had some big changes in the Clifton 10 so that they've separated each other, whether you're using it as a lifestyle shoe or for running. So if we look at the differences with the Clifton 10 compared to the 9, they've added 10 mils of extra stack underneath the heel. So you've got 42 mils in the heel and you've got 34 in the forefoot. So we now have an 8 mil drop from the back to the front of the shoe. So it fits in with the 8 mil drop that we see in the Novablast 5. So we've got 41.5 in the rear foot, 33.5 in the forefoot, so just a half mil difference either way, but they feel completely different underfoot for two reasons. One is we've got a different type of cushioning in the update of the Novablast 5 compared to the 4. So we've now got the FF Blast Max cushioning, which is a little bit softer and a little bit more responsive than in the previous model, whereas in the Hoka we didn't get an update to the supercritical foam that we see in the Hoka Max 6, and they've stuck with the CMEVA cushioning. So it's a little bit softer underfoot than we saw in the Clifton 9 because of all that extra cushioning, so you sink into it a little bit more. Now Hoka's rationale for this is that historically with the Cliftons they bottom out a little bit around 300 miles, so the cushioning just sinks a little bit and it's not responsive, so they feel by adding that extra element of cushioning underneath your foot they'll last longer in terms of responsiveness. We haven't tested this for long enough yet to decide if that's the case, but so far so good. So the responsiveness is different with the Novablast, so it's a bit springier, a bit faster of a shoe, one because of the cushioning, but two because of the geometry of the shoe. So you can see the forefoot rocker on the Novablast 5 is a lot more aggressive than what we see in the Clifton 10. It's also got a slightly more aggressive heel bevel at the back compared to the Clifton 10 as well. So that means you just transition a bit quicker from the back to the front of the shoe, whereas on the Clifton 10, because of that extra padding, we feel that you spend a little bit longer in that midfoot before you get to the push-off phase of the gait cycle. As a result, when it comes to a lifestyle shoe, they do feel different. The Clifton 10 is more of a comfort-based shoe in terms of walking and standing all day. The aggressive geometry of the Novablast 5 makes it less useful as a lifestyle shoe, more inclined towards running. When it comes to running, the Clifton 10 is still a workhorse of a shoe for easy runs, long runs, recovery runs. The previous model we used to do for some early stage up-tempo work. Not sure the added weight in the Clifton 10 makes it as accessible to that up-tempo workouts, as it now comes in around 278 grams for a size 9 men's US. In contrast to that, with the Novablast 5, it's an all-rounder. It can do your easy runs, long runs, and it can do some of your faster workouts, your up-tempo workouts and your strides. Not necessarily your race pace workouts, but it can cover nearly everything else. And it comes in slightly lighter at 255 grams for a size 9 men's US. So more aggressive geometry, slightly more responsive midsole, and a lighter shoe. There's differences on the fit on top as well. The Clifton 10 is now a little bit wider than the previous model, so it's got a bit more space in there than what we see in the Novablast 5. So it tapers a little bit more, so if you've got a broader foot you may not enjoy it as much in the Novablast 5. It's a bit more of a race fit, whereas you've got more squared off in the toe box in the Clifton 10, so it's just a little bit broader, and it comes in a wide version as well. You've got a stitched in thin tongue in the Novablast 5, whereas you don't have any attachment sites on the Clifton 10 in the tongue, and it's a lot more padded than what we see in the Novablast. Got a bit more padding around the heel cup on the Clifton 10 as well, compared to what we find in the Novablast 5, which is completely adequate, but just adds to that extra element of being a lighter shoe. So the Clifton 10 is moving more towards a max stack, max cushion shoe, whereas the Novablast 5 is still staying lightweight, more of a faster shoe that can do all different types of workouts. The durability is incredible on this. We've done over 150 kilometers on it and nearly hardly anywhere on the bottom of the shoe. You were yet to see what the Clifton 10 can tolerate, but overall more of a race pace aggressive shoe in the Novablast, moving a bit more towards a max cushion shoe in the Clifton 10. If you have any questions on the shoes, drop them in the comment section below. If you want to check out the prices, we got links to them on Amazon in the description. Like and share and subscribing is always appreciated. Otherwise, thanks for tuning in.